Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to your ninth session of Book Clubs Across Borders between Faisalabad and Khost. The book that we are discussing today is Threading My Prayer Rug by Sabiha Rahman. This book is basically a memoir in which Sabiha Rahman recounts her memories of being a young girl in 1970s Pakistan, getting married and then moving to America. As a very young bride, she rediscovers herself, she rediscovers Islam, and eventually she starts working for interfaith harmony over there in America. So before we start our conversation, I would like to ask my colleague Ayman Imran to give a brief summary of this book, and then we will go towards our students and get their views. So Ayman, over to you.
All right, so I'm just going to give a little summary of Threading My Prayer Rug. It's by Sabiha Rahim, sorry. Basically, it's a story that revolves around a 20-year-old woman who accompanies her husband to the US from Pakistan for his medical residency. So the entire story revolves around her multi-layered experience of building a community in America and life in America with her alongside her faith, the culture shock that she experiences, and how she grapples with the journey of how to make sense of her faith in a new culture and community, whilst being a minority and a woman as well. So there are added layers that she has to navigate through in order to build a life there and make sense of her own identity and the identity of the community around her. So the story has many nuances, very little things that sort of depict these larger struggles that she faces. For example, a very sort of a detailed description of the customs and the social ideals that are valued in Pakistan, specifically related to marriage and arranged marriages and the entire process of marriage as well, right? The rituals and all, and how that is put sort of in a comparative framework against life in New York City, and how the people over there make sense of such rituals and, small acts like the act of namaz or worshipping, or the wuzu that is performed before it. So in general, the larger sort of narrative is the question that how to be wholly Muslim and wholly American at the same time. And that larger narrative question then brings forward smaller stories that revolve around customs, society, the validity of arranged marriages in American society, and other sort of thoughts on identity. Right, so it is a chronicle of interaction between faith, culture, and even attitudes, right? I think another striking feature of the story was how she experienced her religion in an entirely new sense, that she had to, that in Pakistan, we experience religion culturally rather than personally. But since she was relocated to a culture that was very different from the one that she experienced here, she had to now understand Islam, her faith, in an entirely personal sense, completely isolated from the larger structures that culture provides us with. So the question then was that how does her faith look like in this new country, and what it is like to live in the United States as a woman, an immigrant, and the minority, these three layers, right, and building a community through that. She, of course, realized this even more after having children, and the story also sort of mentions an entire episode of how the family began to gather funds for a mosque on Staten Island, and there were questions on language as well, the language of instruction which would be adopted in these in the mosque, and how the children are multilingual and sort of live this life where they grapple with and are comfortable with a multitude of cultures and languages and beliefs and ideas generally, and how that sort of makes up their identity, right? So there are episodes in which the family navigates around religious holidays like Christmas and Eid, and how at various points in her life, whilst creating this community around her and whilst creating a life there with her children and her family. And through this unit of this family unit living in the States, right, she stops at various points in her life to examine her faith and how to best experience it. And also how to best experience her own identity in this new place, where multiple sort of ideas and multiple overlapping, I think, faces of her identity create an entirely new one. So that's kind of it.
Hi, this is Nasser from Host Afghanistan. So I really enjoyed the book Reading My Prayer Rug, one woman's journey from Pakistan, from Pakistani Muslim to American Muslim. So in general, it was a very outstanding and amazing book. I learned more and perfect things from the book, from the different parts. So my favorite part that I really enjoy and I really like is the 24th part, an arranged marriage for my sons. So I think even when a marriage is labeled arranged and the bride and groom get the option to say no, they might face intense pressure from their families and society not to do so, or they might be too young and inexperienced to make such a life altering decision. And also there is excessive expenditure and financial burden on the parents because they spend a lot to keep up their prestige. So that's all, and thank you.
Hey guys, welcome to the session. This is Nasibul Ashman from Coast. So today I want to talk about the book which name is Treading My Prayer Rug. It was such an interesting book for me. I got a few issues from that book. It was just 7th. So I want to explain it to you guys. The first thing that was Khalid and the bride. So the bride was the Pakistani girl went to America with the name of a boy which name was Khalid. So they had a great time there and they have some responsibility they got there and they just got an apartment, they lived in there. So when a bride was concerned about the thing, it was the fight against with India and also among the Pakistan. So they have just the concern about that issue. When they left the Pakistan and went to New York City, it was a great concern for her that he was just thinking about her family that she has. And also the third issue that I will come is the differences about among the accents of the British in America and American. So in New York City, like some of the words in American was like a purse. They called purse, but in British it is a pocketbook. So it was a differences between the accents of the languages, and that issue that is Ghana in the book was just for her. It was a differences. So other thing that was the unsafe streets. When she left the apartment once of the day and went to the store to take in something, so an old man just called her, be careful with your things that you have in your purse because the streets are unsafety. So the other thing is a question which is common in the foreign countries. A question is this, like, where are you from? In most foreign countries, people are just asking you that where are you from, when you are new in that country. It is a common question that people are asking from you. The fifth thing that I will come is the uncomfortable culture. Like, we are Muslim and we have the different culture from the foreign countries. In America, there is a culture that every boyfriend or girlfriend, they have a together life even they are not married. So it's a different culture from the Muslim countries and the American and also Pakistan and Afghanistan and other countries that are Muslims. So in that book that I just got it, the point was the differences among the culture in uncountable culture that it had in other foreign countries. The sixth thing is no respect. What does it mean? So people in other countries, when they are un-Muslim, they don't have respect for their dates. Why is that? They just call it with their names. Not even they say daddy, mommy, and papa. They just call it to their parents with their names, and also the elders with their names. So that is uncomfortable and unfair, unrespectful. So the other thing, the last thing that I will come is Eid al-Adha, which is occurred in America when the Eid al-Adha is come, they sacrifice an animal. So this 7 was the issues that I target. It was such an interesting one that I got it. So thank you, appreciate from watching my video, that we are gonna come and bring up to the another session and another mission. For that time I will say tata to you, bye bye.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I would like to share my opinion about the Threading My Prayer Rug book. I share my opinion into 3 steps. First step is marriage proposal, second wedding ceremony, and third is culture and educated mother. First step is marriage proposal. I think marriage proposal is the same in our country, Afghanistan, and Pakistan, because when a boy want to got engaged with a girl, his parents sent marriage proposal to the girl's parent, and the girl's parent investigate about the boy and ask 2 profession question that Sabiha mentioned in her book. These 2 question is this, that what's the boy profession and what's the family background. I think it is important for all parents that they ask about the boy and the boy family. And also this 2 question is so important in our country that the girl family asked about the boy, that what's the boy profession and what's the family background. If a family background family have a good background, they want to marry their girl with a boy, and also if a boy have a good profession, they would like to marry their girl with the boy. And also another thing was the wedding ceremony in our country and Pakistan. I think it's different from our country, especially in that region that I live there, because Sabiha mentioned that I mean Khaled and Sabiha sit together into 2 chairs and go to the hallway and salon for wedding ceremony, and Khaled give me a ring of wedding in my ring finger, and also we took pictures in that time, and we look into each other in the mirror. But I think it's different from our country, and we don't have this culture in our country. I think it has started in our country, especially in Kabul nowadays, because people go to the hallways and take wedding ceremony there. And also another thing was that I have studied in this book, culture in New York. Culture was so different from Sabiha's country that she was mentioned that it was so hard for me that I deal with the different culture, because I was grew up in Islamic culture and we live together and we have Islamic culture in Pakistan. But when I went to America, it was different for me, and it was so hard for me. And also was education, an educated mother. I think it is so important for male and female that have education, and all of male and female have the right of education. And also our Islamic and Holy Quran says about the education that which person is educated and which is not educated, they are not the same, and they have a big different between them, and it's not the same.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Mumtaz Khan from Khost, Afghanistan, and I would like to share my thoughts and comments about the book. The book starts with a wedding, a Punjabi girl who started her journey from Pakistan Muslims to New York Muslims. And first she describes how the wedding traditions are in Punjabi community and her pure expectation for her becoming husband. She describes her wedding step by step, and like a movie is going on. The moment is very interesting when she thought that how will be treated by her husband for first time, and he did it very well. He gifted a silver watch to her and made her his friend, which is very insane in such a communities, especially in 1971. After all these things passed, she came to the topic that how she lost her values and cultural do's and don'ts. She starts to say how the American society changed them, and a lot of people just called it Americanization. She lost her praise and also soon started not to be passed in Ramadan. She also talks about respecting titles for elders and hosting up guests in American and Pak society. She crossed day by day the lines that she believed not should be crossed. One day she was kissed by a husband's male friend. Then she made male friends and then danced in disco with a stranger and get a bit too. After a long time, she noticed that she should make an Islamic environment for her children. For that case, she tried a lot and came back to religion. Christianization appeal was one of those. Also convinced her children not to drink alcohol and not to eat pork. After that, she tried to make a Muslim space and teach them oneness of God, praise and unity. So thank you very much. That were my thoughts and comments about the book. Hope that you'll like it, and thank you. Cheers.
By the name of Allah, my name is Muhammad Ghazi. I like this book reading my prayer rag, and I have some information about part 3. Saqib is a 6-year-old boy. His father teach him to make a Muslim. His father teaches like this: to believe, I can just tell him about the oneness of God. To pray, I can help him memorize the Arabic prayer. To fast, it can wait, he is just 6. To be charitable, to make the Hajj effort, to study the Quran in Arabic, yes. He is only 6. How do I transmit the religious values I was raised with? Faith in God, trusting that He knows best what is right for us. Consciousness that He is watching over us and will protect us, our responsibilities toward God and our fellow human beings. Do the right thing and avoid what is forbidden. Eid Eve. There is a Christmas Eve. Why not an Eid Eve? Why not indeed the sighting of new moon signals the end of month of Ramadan? And the celebration Eid.
By the name of Allah, my name is Suhail Aziz. I like the book named by reading my prayer rock. I have some information about part 4. Bringing my children into the folds of Islam had the prerequisite. I myself had to start practicing the ritual that had fallen off my schedule. I retired my prayer rock. I didn't know how to reboot. My children showed me the path in many ways and contrasted with the Pakistani Islam, some of which I welcomed and some of which I was uneasy with. I had to restart, relearn, reinvent, and question. Submission. Mommy, we are supposed to say our prayer 5 times a day. Saqib said, I better starting praying. It will be prayer time in 10 minutes. Saqib said, how does he know the prayer timing? Asim, have you done your wudu? Saqib asked.
Thank you so much, everyone, for connecting with us today. It was lovely hearing from all of you. Keep on reading, keep on sharing books, keep on exchanging books with your friends, and we'll see you next time, inshallah. Allah Hafiz.